Lights, camera, action. This is Mark Chalero, the owner of MS Classic Cars. Today, I'm extremely excited to be sitting behind the wheel of an absolutely stunning, rare, and extremely authentic 1968 Chevrolet Camaro SS 396, 375 horse, L78. That is a legend. Before I get into the presentation of this vehicle, I'd like to start off by saying I only collect number 1 and number 2 condition vehicles. We are extremely experienced at MS Classic Cars with first generation Camaros. If you visit our website sold page at msclassiccars.com, you can clearly see that I've owned some of the best cars known to exist over the years I've been in business. One thing that we do at MS Classic Cars that separates us from everybody else is we service every vehicle that we sell. We have so many people who are waiting for the vehicles that we have in our collection on our future inventory page, but unfortunately those vehicles get delayed because of the process that we put them through. So as an example, this particular car here, even though it was restored by one of the best, I still had to go through this car from top to bottom, mechanically, cosmetically, and make sure that it was ready for its new owner. So when you buy a car from MS Classic Cars, there is no surprises. These cars are completely serviced, they're well sorted out. We stand behind all the vehicles we sell, so I just want to make sure that I make that as clear as day. Now, getting into this particular vehicle, once again, I'm extremely excited. This is a non-rehearsed video, so if I forget to mention something about this car, which I probably will, please again go to my website at msclassiccars.com. Make sure that you read the entire description I've written. I spend hours and hours writing descriptions to be as transparent as I possibly can. So again, this is a really special car that you have to check out all the information that I've provided on this vehicle. So getting into the details of this particular car, we create a new binder for every vehicle we sell. I have that binder here. Everything goes in order with plastic sleeves, so it's extremely organized for the new owner to read through. Of course, I always put the service invoice in the front here of what we did to the vehicle, which will be listed within our photo gallery. I invested $5,397.67 in this car as an example. As far as the Camaro L78 is concerned, some people say it's one of the most collectible and desirable muscle cars of all time. This was kind of like the LS6 Chevelle of 1970 in the sense that it was the highest horsepower rating that you could get with a Camaro. And according to this website here, there's many websites that publish this information. This happens to be z28.com. It clearly states here that the 396, 375 horsepower 8-cylinder engine, known as the L78 code, produced 4,500 175 units. This is a very limited production car, which makes it very desirable and collectible amongst first-generation Camaro owners. What I would like to start off saying about this particular car is this vehicle was restored by a gentleman named Ken Lucas. He is the owner of Lucas Restoration in Phoenix, Maryland. Ken Lucas is very friendly with a friend of mine who is a Camaro expert by the name of Jerry MacNeish. He owns Camaro High Performance. He also lives in Maryland. The two of these guys have been friends for many, many years. We're going way, way back in time. So the great thing about this particular car is Jerry oversaw the restoration. On this showboard here, which I've left in the background here, there's two showboards that I'll kind of go over. These are included with the vehicle. Ken Lucas gives credit to Jerry MacNeish for his technical expertise, dedication, and encouragement. So right off the bat, before we even get into the details of this car, you know that this car is a very special car simply because Ken Lucas did the restoration and Jerry MacNeish oversaw what was going on and so forth. So getting into the story of the car. So what Ken was able to do when he purchased this vehicle, which was in September of 1992, he actually went to the DMV. At this time, they used to print all of the documentation from when these cars were sold new, where they were sold new, title history, and so forth. There's tons and tons and tons of copies of titles and information that was all given by the DMV all the way up until Ken Lucas purchased the car in 1992. That is really, really cool to have all this. You no longer have the ability to get this information for privacy purposes, so this was really cool that he was able to get this. And again, these copies are included with this car. So as he states here, this title history shows the original owner who lived in Maryland. His name was Edward. He actually purchased this car on June 7th, 1968, and he actually traded the vehicle into a Chevrolet dealership in November of 1971. Since he did that, the vehicle exchanged 6 different owners, which is all documented here, again with all the titles and so forth, until Ken Lucas bought the car in 92. So this car has really good documented history. Also, what is included in this binder that I've done here is some information regarding, there's so much in here that I have to find it, regarding the car and what it was born as. So this particular vehicle, as the VIN number indicates, and this is an original VIN on this vehicle. A lot of people make reproduction VIN tags, they make reproduction trim tags. All of this information that's on here has been certified by Jerry MacNeish as authentic. I'll get into that in a minute. But anyway, this car was manufactured on the 5th week of May as a 68 Camaro V8 hardtop at the Norwood plant. The car was British green. This is kind of a rare color. You don't see many Camaros from this generation in this color. It's a really sweet color. Of course, the white stripe adds a ton of character to it. And of course, it had the black standard interior. This car was actually built with very little options, which makes it kind of interesting. There's a few reproduction window stickers that are included here. This, again, is not an original window sticker. This was just based on the information that was gathered on the car. Again, it states that the vehicle was British green, the selling dealer, that it had black interior. It did have the SS equipment, 375 horse V8. It also had the 4-speed transmission, power brakes. It had a POSI rear axle with 355 gears, and it had tinted glass. So this was a pretty basic vehicle. There was no console, there was no radio. This thing was really bought originally, or ordered originally, to pound the pavement. That's really what it is. It's an awesome car. It was ordered with just enough equipment to make it fun to drive, and it is an absolute blast to drive, to say the least. So once Ken received this vehicle, he started restoring it sometime around 1993. He finished it sometime around 1994. During that time, again, the car was a complete rotisserie restoration. What he did is obviously everything was taken down to bare metal, and it was done very, very correctly, very precisely. All of the sheet metal on this vehicle is original to the vehicle, with exception of the 2 rear quarters. And at that time, back in the early 90s, the GM sheet metal was still available. So Ken went out and purchased 2 GM rear quarters and then installed them. So the car does have all GM sheet metal, but the only original sheet metal to this vehicle, or not original sheet metal to this vehicle, would be the rear quarters. So that's what they did there. So all of the gaps on this vehicle are excellent. The hood opens and closes beautifully. All the doors open and close beautifully. So does the deck lid. I would tell you that the condition of this car looks like it was restored yesterday. It is absolutely spectacular. So again, backing up, once the restoration was completed, Ken, again, getting the assistance of Jerry MacNeish, he also gave credit to all of the people that helped with the restoration, like Don Myers, who is his long-term friend, who also was working with him at Lucas Restoration. He put here for his dedication and detailing help. He goes into all sorts of people here, people who did the engine work, people who did the interior, people who did the glass, and so forth. So he connected with some of the best people in the business, and completed this entire restoration, again, in and around that 1994 time frame. So to review with you quickly here, again, what we have that I've included here, we got the service invoices, we got the production numbers. In 1995, Ken actually contacted the original owner. If you remember, his name was Ed, and Ed actually, who lives in Maryland, got back to him. He wrote him a letter about the car, and he was glad that Ken had gotten it. So that original letter is included. That is super cool. There's some notes here when Ken started to go through all of the body numbers and all the dates and all the codes and everything that he did here freehand. That's included. He did a lot of the parts and so forth, which is on the back side here. Then what he did is he all put it nice and detailed here in more of a Word type of Excel program where everything is nice and organized. Again, he got into the dates of every single component on this car, which is super important when you go to the national level for judging. Again, he went into the owner history, and then, of course, when it was finished, Jerry MacNeish did a full certification report on the car. Jerry MacNeish not only is a friend of mine personally, but he has helped me out tremendously over the years. I have had so many Camaros that have been certified by Jerry MacNeish. He's been to the dealership many times. Jerry is a judge. He has written multiple books. He is really the leading expert in the field when we're talking about Camaros. He also does Chevelles, he does Novas, and so forth. He is just an awesome guy, and he's extremely knowledgeable. So to have his certification really puts the icing on the cake for these cars. Unfortunately, all muscle cars, are not what they're always being advertised as. A lot of people do fraudulent things and create cars that truly never existed. At MS Classic Cars, I reach out to all the experts and make sure that they certify the cars I sell if I'm selling them as original, authentic restorations with matching numbers, motors, and so forth. So again, that report is included in here. He clearly states in here all the information about this car. His certificate is included. What Ken did is he took one of Jerry's certificates and he actually mounted it on a wood plaque that is included. That's within our photo gallery if you want to check that out. Really cool. Again, all the information here from the DMV about all the titling work and everything that documents the ownership history. We got the reproduction window stickers. We also have this certificate here from the Vintage Chevrolet Club of America. This is a first place senior award that Ken Lucas got in 1997 for this vehicle. And then there's some pictures here. These are hard copied original pictures when the car was at some shows, which are included. And then Ken also saved some covers of some popular magazines from the 60s. These are actually from 1968 that talk about the 375 horse motor. As an example, drag testing the hot 375 horse Camaro. This is Popular Hot Rodding magazine. Here's a drag racing magazine talking about the 396 and so forth. And then he saved some ads from Chevrolet, and then there's a bunch of articles from various magazines and so forth. It just goes on and on. I put all of this stuff in order, and again, all of this information is clearly included with the car. There's even an owner's manual here and so forth. Everything just goes with it. So the showboards that he has, this actually, again, this is a very special thank you to all the people that helped. This is a breakdown of all of the parts and all of the numbers on this car, the title history, and then he goes into some of the articles that were written about this car, the L78, and not this particular car, but the L78 in general, and all of that is on here as well. And the other showboard, which is here, which is also included with the car, again, this is stuff that he used to display when the car was being shown. It just clearly goes over some of the details regarding the engine, the rear end, the transmission, you know, the glass. It goes over some of the more details internally is what makes the L78 special. And then he goes into even more stuff down here like the exhaust system, the tires, the striping, et cetera, et cetera. So what Ken did is he started showing the car in 1994 after it was done, and then the car started racking up a ton of awards at various shows. Around that 2000 time frame, once he had piled up a bunch of awards, he took the car to the biggest stage that a Camaro could go, and that would be the Camaro National Association Legend event, which is basically where the top cars in the country go. They go through a very strict judging process, and all the top judges in the country go to this. It's a very limited amount of cars. And then he got his Legend certificate, which is a very big deal. He got a junior, and then you go back, it's like a 3-year system. And the second year, 2001, he had gotten a senior, and then he got the third one, which was the preservation, which was really cool. All of those Legend awards are included with this car. During that time frame, when you do a restoration like this, and when you learn as much as Ken did about this car, he decided to open up his business in 2003, right around the time frame this was all happening. So not only was the car becoming very well known, but so was Ken Lucas, and it just made sense to go into business. So he worked with his friend that he mentioned on here, Don Myers. Again, Don Myers kind of was along the ride with him during this time frame. And what they started doing was specializing in first generation 1967 through 1969 Camaros. And during that time frame, they restored some of the best Camaros on the planet. We were very fortunate at MS Classic Cars to have a red 1969 Camaro Z28. It was an RS car. It had also achieved Legend status, one of the best cars in the country. We sold it to a gentleman maybe a couple of years ago. I have to look at the dates, but that was a car that Lucas Restoration did, and I was super, super proud of it. So anyway, recently, at 73 years old, Ken Lucas decided to retire. He closed the business. They still have a website, so you can check out their website. You can check out a lot of the cars that they've done in the past. It's a great website. Of course, one of the poster childs of that website is this car that I'm sitting in here today. So again, I can't say enough about Ken Lucas. I can't say enough about this car. I can't say enough about Jerry MacNeish. Again, hopefully I didn't forget some of the important details. So make sure to visit our website, check out the description, check out all the photos, msclassiccars.com. Now, talking quickly about the exterior, I already mentioned the fact that this car retains all the original GM sheet metal with exceptions of the rear quarters, but the body on this car is exceptional. It has a beautiful, beautiful body. All of the gaps are excellent. It, again, was finished in its original color of British green. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful green. Everything on this car is extremely high show quality. As I mentioned before, this vehicle looks like it was restored yesterday. You would never think that this car was restored in the 90s because it was really, really well taken care of. And before I forget to mention one thing, Ken sold this vehicle in 2018 to a customer in Massachusetts That customer happened to be a friend of mine and also a customer of mine as well. And we've done business together over the years. He's bought some cars from me. He's bought miscellaneous items from me and so forth. So I knew that he had this car in his collection. I knew that Ken Lucas had owned it for all of those years. You're talking from 1992 all the way to 2018. The car had never really been marketed for sale, and he actually ran this car by me when he was looking to buy it. Of course, I told him if he didn't buy it, I was, and he bought it. And recently, he invested in some real estate, had to liquidate some of his cars, so he called me. Of course, I jumped on the opportunity to buy this car, and I'm in heaven now that I'm sitting in this car and I have the opportunity to own it and to sell it. So the next owner is going to be super, super happy. So getting back to the exterior of the car, everything on the exterior of this car is virtually flawless. I walked around it today trying to find an imperfection. It was very hard to do so. Again, the paint has been detailed to a brilliant shine by MS Classic Cars. All the glass is all date-coated glass. The glass is in beautiful condition. Again, all the parts in this car are very authentic, very correct. They're beautiful. I love the matching green steel wheels with the chrome center hubcap with these red line tires. It looks absolutely beautiful. At MS Classic Cars, we did put brand new tires on this car because the tires that were on it were old. They had flat spots. So we did put a fresh set of rubber on this car so somebody can actually get in it, drive it, and enjoy it. Now, getting into the interior, this interior is absolutely beautiful. It reeks of authenticity. I mean, I look at everything in here from the headliner, it's in beautiful condition. Everything is in working order. All the sun visors are padded and strong. The dashboard is beautiful. The entire dash fascia is beautiful. All the gauges, the steering wheel is impeccable. The door panels, the seats feel super nice. The carpeting's been replaced. The Hurst shifter here is absolutely awesome to grab. I mean, it's just an awesome interior. I really can't say enough about it. It even has the dates on the seat belts. It's got the correct rubber floor mats. It's just an absolutely beautiful interior. The trunk compartment was all finished very correctly with the correct truck paint. It also has a full-size spare tire. It's got all the tools back there. Beautiful job with the trunk compartment. And the engine compartment, I don't think it really gets any nicer than what you see. The engine compartment is absolutely beautiful. Everything was finished extremely, extremely correctly. Again, he goes down on this show board here and he starts to get into the engine casting numbers, the cylinder head numbers. He gets into the intake numbers, distributor numbers, starter numbers, carburetor numbers, exhaust manifolds, water pump, regulator, horn relay, alternator, transmission, I mean, windshield. It just goes on and on. So I don't think you will ever see a Camaro, since this went through the highest level of judging, that has been restored like this particular car has. So you've got to look at this engine bay on our website. You got to see the attention to detail. It is absolutely awesome. Of course, the car is powered by its original matching numbers, 396, 375 horse L78, which has been completely rebuilt. We've serviced it at MS Classic Cars. It runs beautiful. It sounds beautiful through the dual exhaust system. Again, the correct manifolds, correct exhaust, etc. The engine is coupled to the original matching numbers Muncie 4-speed transmission. It's an M21. It's a great transmission. The clutch feels great. It shifts great. The power is transferred to the pavement through the 12-bolt POSI rear end with the 355 gears. It's a great combination. It does have power brakes, so it stops really nice. Everything about this car is just truly spectacular. The undercarriage has also been restored, equally as nice as the engine compartment. This is definitely a car that you could display at a car show, put mirrors underneath it if you choose. Again, you will own one of the best Camaros on the planet, hands down. So you got to make sure, once again, to check out everything that we have on our website, the description, check out all the photos that we present. We put a lot of time and a lot of energy into that. Please make sure if you have any questions, you call me directly. You can email me. If I don't have an answer, I'll find out an answer for you. I can call Ken. I can call Jerry. I'm in touch with both of these guys. If you have not signed up for our VIP email blast, please do so. If you have not followed us or liked us on social media, please do that. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We do it all. MS Classic Cars is a really great place to do business. I can attest to that. You will deal directly with me when you're doing business. We methodically go through everything. We make sure that all the paperwork is done properly. When these cars are loaded in the enclosed trailer, we even cover them with plastic. We take pictures for our clients when they get loaded in the enclosed trailers. I mean, we really do a great job from start to finish, and we'd be super proud to earn your business. We appreciate you watching this video. We appreciate if you tell your friends and family about us as well. I'm going to go ahead and start the car right now, let you listen to how beautiful it runs. We appreciate, again, you watching us and your interest in MS Classic Cars. As you can see, I turned the key. This is a 375 horse engine, and you hear how quickly it starts. It runs absolutely beautiful. I can't say enough about how special these cars are at MS Classic Cars. Our mechanics do an outstanding job dialing them in. If anybody knows anything about these are motors that can be really tough, temperamental, tough to start, they run rough, but we go through everything to make sure that they run like a small block. Again, I'm going to go ahead and flip this key. Listen to that. That's the kind of stuff you can't make up. My foot's not on the gas pedal. I can seriously walk out right now, go have lunch, and come back. This car will be sitting here I'd like to see today. Again, appreciate you watching. Thank you so much.